was 1963. I'm in the third grade at Franklin Grammar School. We were at recess, and I played marbles the entire half hour, and we were all waiting for the recess bell to ring to go back into class. And I'm playing with my marbles with a big pocket full of them and talking to a buddy of mine, and the bell rings and everybody starts piling into their classes. And I wasn't in a huge rush to go back to class because I know we had an exam of some kind. So something caught my eye. I looked up. It was a bright sunny day, about 11 o'clock before noon. And I see this huge golden thing just sitting in the air, making no noise. And it's so bright, I could only look at it for 2 or 3 seconds, maybe not even that long at a time. And I noticed the guy I was with couldn't look at it. It was too bright for him. So he went, and after about 20 or 30 minutes, I couldn't bear to look at it. It was so painful. And I looked around and I noticed it was so huge, the craft itself was blocking the sun. So I remember thinking to myself, how could it be so bright under there? It was solid gold, like polished 24 karat gold. And It was very convoluted and sculptured from below. And it seemed like the height, it seemed like I could throw a marble and hit it. It was probably 100 feet up.
And so let me just ask you a couple of things. First of all, this is in Oakland, California for the people listening. And when you saw this, you were out on the playground, you wanted to go in. How many kids would you say were out there at the time? And how many was there yelling and anything else going on?
Yeah, must have been 100 kids on the lot. And the bell rang, everybody started piling into class. And by the time I got to class, I was the only one on the pavement. Because I just couldn't believe it. It was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life. There's no way in the world I could have imagined something like that. It was so bright and beautiful, but it was frustrating because I could only look at it for 2 or 3 seconds at a time. Then I had to look down and rest my eyes for a second. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And did you tell teachers, your parents, or anyone?
Gosh, to be honest with you, I didn't tell anybody for 4 or 5 years. And then I looked to see if I could find if there were any other sightings that year, because it was just incredible. It was just incredible. So then I said, man, this thing is frustrating. And I never felt scared because it was just sitting there. And I kept thinking, how could it possibly just sit there and not make any sounds? What's holding it up? And
did you see it leave?
No, I didn't. I had to get back to class because I think I might have spent 7 or 8 minutes. I was late to class.
Yeah. Well, this is all really fascinating. And so we're at the end of our time, but thank you so much, Elton. I really appreciate you talking about it. And maybe we can talk about this more sometime because it really sounds
I have the other sighting too I can tell you about. I don't know if I think you might have mentioned it.
Yeah, we talked about it on the phone. We'll have you back on again.
All right.